This, quite nice, RZ350 has been rusting here for quite some time since I fully rebuilt it, except for paint and bodywork. I think it has about 84 miles on it. Not much, huh? One reason I haven't ridden it anymore is I had the front brakes working quite well. Those calipers are 100% rebuilt with all new seals and whatnot. I did not rebuild this master cylinder, and I can't get this thing to pump up anymore. It worked for a while, and now it's not working. So how about if we try to put this front brake lever and master cylinder, that was actually the original one from that bike. I just rebuilt this, and I'm going to see if I can get it on here and then figure out how to mount a reservoir on here and then see if it'll work. This is .5 full synthetic brake fluid. It's kind of strange because this stuff comes out of the bottle kind of a purpley color, a pretty purple color. It's turned very light brown tan color. And there we go. I sopped up all that brake fluid. The brake switch is disconnected. The individual brake lines going to each caliper on this thing. Now right off the bat I can see that these brake lines are not going to work. This is going to be over here, and these brake lines need to come all the way over here. At a minimum they're going to need different fittings. With these Venhill brake lines I could just order the ends, they unbolt or unscrew. I'll go ahead and mount this up and see what kind of trouble I got myself into here. Nice. Try that again. I may have been mistaken. I think, or I hope, these brake lines actually will work if I get some 90-degree fittings. So I'm going to go get on the Venhill website. I may have to give the dude a call. He's always been extremely helpful. And see if I can get some 90s for here. I think it'll work. And then I need to get a reservoir, and I'll probably end up having to make my own mounting bracket to mount from here to the reservoir. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go see what's available. Continuing on here, I got this thing off of Amazon. Yes, we all know where it was made. It's actually okay. With this aluminum cap though, it's actually quite heavy. So when it gets mounted up over here, I'm going to have to make sure that it's mounted very securely, because again, that aluminum cap is much heavier than a plastic one. It came with these two little brackets and a hose. I made a little ABS block here and put two mounting holes that are tapped, threaded, and this cardboard bracket here should turn into aluminum soon. This should go down here somewhere. Trying to position it right now so I can figure out where to drill the two holes through that bracket down there. And I think I've got the length of my bracket here pretty good, and it looks like it'll be about a 45-degree cut. Might have to shorten it a little bit. Got a couple mounting holes drilled here. So this guy is going to mount there. I think I'm going to make the aluminum bracket about 1/8 inch shorter than that. Drill a hole in it and hope it works. I think I've got it. It's going to go something like that. I need to drill one more hole right there. Give it a final test fit. I believe I have this reservoir mounted now. I don't think that's going anywhere. This thing's secured. That's secured. This is secured. The only thing I'm waiting for now are some new banjo fittings from Venhill. They might even be here today. This aluminum bracket here, I did end up putting a little bend in it here, but it'll have to go on the list of things to get powder coated. It's easily taken off and sent to the powder coater. Looks good. These are 90 degree and 75 degree. One or the other should work in my application. I got this long bolt so I could hang on to this thing while I loosen the fitting, the brake line off of the banjo fitting, which I've already broken it free. So this is the beauty of these Van Hill brake lines. They're very expensive, but look at that. See, they're both removed from the brake lines. Now, hopefully, the new fittings will do what I want them to do. Would you like to guess which fittings I used? The 90 degree or the 75 degree ones? If you guessed neither, you're right. I did a very slight rerouting of the brake lines in here and put the original fittings back on. And this is going to work. I needed to remove the reservoir, cut one tie wrap to free this little harness up here for the brake light switch. So that's connected now. Need to put this guy back on. I had to change these spring clamps. This one was not tightening up on this tube here very tight at all, and the new one was gold, so I had to change this one to gold. But this one is much tighter. Alright, everything's tight. What's next? Dot 5 synthetic brake fluid is next. Very pretty Dot 5 synthetic brake fluid. Did I put too much? Ooh, I guess that'll tell me. No, I didn't. For now, I'm just going to tie this brake lever back. So hopefully bubbles come up to the top. And then I'll bleed it later. I'm going to go for a hike. I'll be back in about 2 hours. I just took the cap off and watched a couple of bubbles come up to the top here. So it is letting air come up. Come on, bubble. There's one. Cool. I'm back from my hike. It's been about an hour and a half. I don't see any signs of bubbles in there. So, let's cap it off. Take this guy off. You think it'll pump up? Nothing yet. I think I'm going to go eat lunch and then come out and try to bleed the master cylinder. I'm not used to doing this. Most of our old bikes don't have a bleed nipple on the master cylinder. Can I get this master cylinder to bleed? No. Why? A few more pumps and it started coming. It is, yes, starting to build up some nice pressure. Yes. I was starting to think maybe the other master cylinder is good and I have some other problem. But I'm making progress. Starting to look pretty bubble free now. I think I got it. I'm doing a final bleed of the brake calipers. I have this Motion Pro one-way valve down here. I'll show that to you in just a moment. But it gives me the ability to just go like this. And I don't see any bubbles coming out of there. I think we're good to go. Nice. Tighten this guy up. The one-way bleed valve is this guy. Seems to work quite well. This bike is a rider again. It really needs a paint job, and hopefully we'll get one sometime. But the brakes, I believe I got this fixed up. Feels really good. Actually, maybe sometime this Thanksgiving weekend I'll take it out for a little spin. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.